Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do to my beds right before I direct seed or transplant. This is different from the video I did a couple months back where I showed you how I added eggshells and coffee and put my bed to sleep. Now that we're ready to transplant, I'm going to show you what I use and we're going to talk a little bit about why I use each thing. All right, guys, let's get started. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is just to make sure that in both beds that I have the soil up to the right level. So I'm just topping this up. I know I topped up half of this bed before, so I'm just going through and making sure the whole bed is level. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same to the other bed. So you can use any organic soil. Here I'm using some soil I got from a local nursery. It only cost me, I think, $3 or less per bag of organic soil versus the 11 or $10 bags that I normally get at Home Depot or Lowe's. For each bed, I'm also adding a bag of mushroom compost, and I'll show you what these bags look like after. It's a 40-pound bag of mushroom compost, and I'm adding that to each bed. So here I'm just going to do the same. Add my soil first, get it up to the right level, add a full bag of 40-pound bag of mushroom compost, and I'm done. You can see the soil is raised up on both beds and it's ready to go, ready for the next step. I could have used a little bit more soil in the back, but the front looks good, but it's all good. So here's the bag that I used. This is the bag that I got from my local nursery. It's just regular garden soil, but it's organic. So that's the key. They do have organic compost also, but the compost that the guy that they sell, he said it's really better for just established gardens, and you can just sprinkle a little of the compost throughout the garden. But he said for raised beds, this garden soil is better. The place that I went to is called Simply Organic. For those of you who are in Palm Bay or Melbourne, if you want to check it out. So it's pretty good soil. And then here, guys, this is one of the special things that I add to my beds, mushroom compost. The back of the bag says you can add as much as a 4-inch layer on top of your bed, but that would kind of cost me too much. And I find just a little goes a long way. So I'm just gonna I use one bag per bed and I just put it along the top. So guys, here is one of my favorite things. Those of you who have been watching me for years knows this is something I've talked about for the very beginning. I considered worm castings a game changer, definitely by far a game changer. This is a regular wiggle worm casting. It's normally in a very colorful bag. However, I got the biggest size they have. It's 40 pounds, and 40 pounds comes in this black and white bag. But guys, look, it has worm eggs. So that is so exciting. So not only will it have all the nutrients that you normally have in from earthworm castings, and including aerating the soil, including improving the uptake of fertilizer. It's just like earthworm castings, in my opinion, is magic in the soil. But it will also have worm eggs, which means it's going to introduce more worms into the soil. So I'm super excited about adding that. Then another thing that I just started using last year, which I think this is really great, is this is azomite, and this is a micronized version. Azomite is also extremely good for the soil, extremely good for the aeration, helps with the uptake of nutrients also. It's micronized azomite, which literally has, I believe, like 70 different minerals. So I'm gonna just take handfuls of this azomite and I'm gonna spread it across the top. I'm not really measuring, with half of these things I use, guys. I just take handfuls and throw across this top. I'm already starting with organic soil. I'm starting with mushroom compost. I'm giving these beds a really good start. So this is just adding some of the trace elements and the minerals to the soil. Not to mention the earthworm castings in here. So, these beds are really gonna be good to go. Doing the same with the earthworm castings. I'm just taking handfuls of this. If you have a shovel, you can just take a shovel and just shovel on earthworm castings. I have a 40-pound bag. I'm probably gonna use, I could use up to half a bag per bed to make it really rich. We'll see. I might just use half of the bag for these two beds and then save another half a bag for the other beds because you guys have seen my vegetables. They get big, they get beautiful, and I don't use a ton. But look at this soil, guys. Look at this soil. It is rich, it is soft, it is moist, it is wonderful. This soil is ready for some seeds. I just love running my hands across it. It feels so good. Okay, so enough playing with the soil. Just rubbing this in. But there's one more thing I want to show you guys. Because I'm going to be direct seeding certain small seeds, including carrots. Carrot, of course, is a root crop, and carrots need the soil to be loose enough. So I'm going to be adding some vermiculite, and this is super, super light. Vermiculite helps with the roots. It helps with the soil, the water retention. It helps it loosen up the soil, and that's of course very, very important when you add a direct seed in very, very small seeds, or when you're growing things like root crops like carrots. You want to make sure that the soil is soft and loose enough for the carrots to actually grow. Of course, you also have to make sure that the area that you're growing it in is deep enough. So I'm gonna add some of the vermiculite, probably just the section where I'm going to be planting the carrots, and I'll figure out which section that is. So the beds are basically ready. I think I'm going to do a separate video to show the actual transplanting. So right now, guys, after I've added everything in, I'm just soaking the soil well. That's one thing I always do, soak the soil well before you actually plant, so that way you can plant your seeds and not disrupt them. So guys, be sure to hit that notification bell so you see the next video where I'm actually doing my transplants and starting my seeds. All right, guys, see you soon. Till next time. Bye now.